Hello dear friends, on Melonfonk channel, in this video I will show you the new best cards in Melon Playground. Well, the last digit of likes will show what kind of character you are from this game, and the last digit of subscriptions will show your item. Let's just play. If your likes are 7 and the last digit of your subscription is number 3, you're somehow nuclear. It's very simple. Well, write your results in the comments, of course. I also want to thank these guys so much for being in my video. And if you want to be in my next video, there are some simple things you need to do. First, you have to subscribe to the channel, second, you have to like it, and third, you have to write a cool comment. Well, I won't waste your time and have fun watching. Okay guys, this is the third or fourth installment of a video like this. Today I found the best maps that I haven't covered yet, so sit back. And let's get to the first map, of course. And the first map, as far as I'm concerned, is very interesting in terms of atmosphere. In fact, to realize this map, as for me, insanely easy, it is really very easy, but at the same time to realize the idea so that it conveyed the atmosphere and conveyed some fear and a sense of hopelessness, this is, as for me, a very difficult task. And the author of this work, as for me, with it quite coped. The card is inexpensive, so everyone can practically afford it after literally 1 month of the contest, and there will be 100% left for a tip. In general, I really like the map just by the mood. It seems as if you really have problems on this map. That is, it causes a sense of anxiety. If a card evokes an emotion, no matter what kind of emotion it is, bad or good, then it's a priori already a good card, so I will safely give it 8 points. Although it's simple, but still for the idea of 8 points. Well really, in fact there is nothing complicated in it. It's just a map, just a background. There is nothing inherently unusual, just a normal background, just a normal image, which is easy to draw. But at the same time, the idea, the atmosphere is very cool, and the mood is just great on this map. Really evokes emotions. Write, of course, your opinion in the comments whether you like this kind of work. I'll be very interested to know your opinion. Well, the name of this map test, 0. 01 map. In general, look for in the workshop. And let's move on to the next map. Well, the next map is Hungry Milan. And in terms of atmosphere, it is quite different from the previous map. So drastically that you walk into this map, and immediately you have a smile on your lips. A very fun map indeed, and a very cool presentation. Special kudos to the artist, because the way he drew this map just commands respect, really. Just a very beautiful map. We see that there is a wallpaper, and the wallpaper is unusual, it depicts melon heads. And accordingly there is a huge, fat, hungry melon that is ready to devour anything. To be honest, I miss this trend wherever there are cut stomachs, and we see a cut melon from inside, but in general it's not a minus, just a different type of work. And really the work is very good in terms of artwork. There are no animations, but in principle it is not a minus. Parallax is done correctly. When we rotate the camera, then accordingly there is a sense that we are still near the hungry melon, which is ready to eat us. Ready to put this map 10 points. I insanely liked it, great, and really is just without a single complaint. Well, agree, I think you definitely agree with me, because the map is really good. In general, it's not that hard to find it on the workshop, that's what it's called, Hungry Milan, and it's really inexpensive for its level. Very nice work, I liked it. Author, you're doing a good job if you watch this video. So far it has collected not so many likes for its level, so let's help the author first of all to earn on his work. Secondly, it just deserves your attention, and really you will not regret if you download it and just play on this map. Well, let's move on to the next map. Ooh, the next map, I was insanely interested and really surprised me in a very good way. It's called Nicola Tesla Map Boss. It's a really great map. It's really just, well, take my word for it, really very good. It has a high rating, that's what attracted me, although there are not so many likes. But I think it's just a matter of time, especially after this video, because I think each of you will want to play on this map after the release of this Vidos. And look what is the fun of this map. First of all, there is animation, and the animation in general is quite unusual. There's like lightning, and in general there are platforms that are on the left and right, and they can crumble your melons. Overall, a great texture that catches our attention, and it's in the center of this map. It's some kind of monster. Apparently this is the Nicola Tesla boss that really scares you. Sometimes it just stares you through the screen, and it just catches our attention. We also see that there is some sort of slider that is in the middle at the top. And overall, this slider I thought was supposed to signify the end of everything on the map, However, it doesn't. It's just a slider that has nothing meaningful underneath it. I think the idea is that the slider is a reference to a boss, and we should feel like we're in an indie game right now and we're fighting against some boss that has to destroy us sooner or later, or we have to pass it. And overall, it's really very similar to that. And I'll give the map 10 points. It's insanely interesting. I really enjoyed it, and the map really deserves your likes and attention, especially for its price. What do you think about it? Write in the comments. Well, let's move on to the next map. The next map is much simpler. In principle, it is quieter compared to the previous maps. It's just a cornfield. In general, it is called in the workshop. You just go there and look for this map. In general, it's really just a beautiful, very beautiful map. Well, you just go in and get high from the atmosphere, as if we are now in some cornfield somewhere far away in Texas, and just enjoy the sun, which scorches us from above, and the crows are trying to steal this corn. But they do not succeed, because in the middle of the cornfield is a strange and scary scarecrow. A scarecrow that may scare you at night, but during the day it is quite calm and does not cause you any terrible emotions. In general, a really good map that deserves your attention is not so expensive, especially for some strange tasks and perhaps for some serial production. What do you think about this? Write in the comments. Well, then let's move on to the next map. Well, the next map is especially familiar to those who love ninja battles, and this is the map from Shadow Fight. I think almost everyone has played on this map and spent their time. I remember there was a time when I had a tablet Prestige, and I just after school came and stuck 24 hours in this game. And I honestly very much a good flashback at that time, and this map is just great for some thematic things. Yes, it is in general very simple, even there's no parallax. Apparently that is just a copied picture from the internet. But still, I caught a nostalgic vibe, and for some reason I liked it. I realized that this work is not very good quality level, just because the artist probably did not even draw this work. He probably just copied from the internet. Maybe I'm wrong, and I would like to be very wrong, but I think so. But in general, it lacks a parallax and animation, but despite this, just a very cool nostalgic thing that I think everyone will like who played at least once in this game. The next map is a wheat field. And the field is again insanely vibe-y, we have today, such, soulful mood in this video, and I want to convey it to you as much as possible. Agree, guys. We just sit on this field and just get high from the process. Really very beautiful textures, of course. I realize that somewhere it all just looks. In the background, we can also see that there is some kind of a mill, probably, which grinds this wheat, and in general, the mood is also so summer, pleasant. Somewhere around 8 o'clock in the evening, as if by mood, we sit under the scorching sun and just inhale the free smell, the smell of the field, and just enjoy life and the end of the working day. That's the kind of mood I catch when I see this map. Very nice mood. And a very pleasant pastime I get being on this map. But in your opinion, of course, write in the comments. Well, let's move on to the next map. Well, the last map for today is obviously not the worst. It's called Rails Map. In general, it's a really funny thing because it's basically the Wild West today. All the maps are super summery and hot, but it's the end of April and we're approaching the summer period, so I think we're clearly in the spring mood, which smoothly transitions into the summer heat. And overall, this card perfectly describes a simple summer day somewhere in the Wild West. We see some old cabins and see endless deserts where we can endlessly drive and endlessly travel. And that's basically what it is. After all, at the end of the map there is some surprise awaiting for us, if it can be called that. We see at the end of the map that there's a bridge, there's a lake through which we must pass. But to get by car to this bridge, you need to spend not a little time. Yes, and overall it's a very good map in terms of textures. I wouldn't say it's perfect, it's probably a 7, and because there's a lot of, these junctions and transitions between when the maps are repeated, it's clear that the texture is just stretched, and there are junctions where they are repeated and looped to make the effect of infinity. These joints are certainly overly noticeable and jarring, but overall I wouldn't call it any kind of severe disadvantage. I'll give the map an 8, with a cool secret at the end of the map, and the textures are all even. In general, I advise you to try this map. Well, this is my video comes to an end. Write in the comments what map you like the most. Thanks for watching, good luck to everyone, bye, and remember buddy, as always, see you the other day.